Jesus says this thing in the Sermon on the Mount. He says that if you are slapped on the cheek, that you need to turn the other cheek as well. Or if you're asked to walk 1 mile, you should walk another mile. What Jesus is trying to teach us there in the Sermon on the Mount is that we need to be nice to our enemies, that we need to bless those that curse us. It's very hard to do. I'm not a silly man. Maybe I am a silly man, but I recognize that those are very, very hard things to do, to be kind to people that are mean to you. But that is indeed what we are called to do as Christians, to be strong, defend others, stand the ground, but do it nicely. How do you do that? Well, in your particular situation, I don't know, but I do know that you need to bless your enemies. And if you do that, you're going to heap coals of fire upon them. That's what we see here, Psalm 140 through 141, or at least begins this train of thought that happens throughout Scripture. So if you've not found a space, a sin to avoid, promise to claim, attitude to change, command to obey, or an example to follow, I encourage you to do that. But I found one: be nice to your enemies. So let's go down and see that. First, we see all kinds of terrible people mentioned. Psalm 140, preserve me from the violent men. They make their tongues sharp as serpents. Don't you hate it when people are just mean with their tongue? Let's not do that. Let's bless with our tongue rather than cursing. Guard me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Verse 4, there's hands. So you see the tongue is used for evil. The hand is used for evil. You notice that the evil people are arrogant. And they hide traps for us to try to trick us up. Don't be like these people. Don't cause trouble. Confess that sin and think, okay, have my hands been about evil? Has my tongue hurt someone? And then sometimes we don't realize the damage that we do sometimes to others. We see that there's even desires of the wicked that happen. But then notice what the psalmist says, verse 10. He says, let burning coals fall upon them. All of these mean people. It kind of reminds us of that Psalm 138 or 137, the end of one of those Psalms that we read would have been 2 days ago about the Babylonian babies. It reminds us of that because he's saying, all these mean people, let's let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into fire, in miry pits, no more to rise. Let not the slanderer be established in the land. Let evil hunt down the violent man speedily. And that reminded me, one, of what I shared with you at the very beginning, what Jesus said to turn the other cheek. But then Paul in Romans says this. I'm going to read it to you. It's Romans chapter 12, verse 20. And Paul says, and he's quoting Proverbs, he says, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. So help him out. Be nice to him. For by doing so, watch it, if you feed your enemy when he's hungry, if you give him something to drink when he's thirsty, when you do that, Paul says, and he's quoting Proverbs, you will heap burning coals on his head. Oh, wow. Paul is saying that when you're nice to your enemies, that's actually a form of punishment. You're being nice to them because they would expect you to be mean to them. And verse 21 says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Our weapons are not of this world. Our weapons is something totally foreign. It's to turn the other cheek, to be nice to our enemies. Is there somebody you need to be nice to? Is there somebody you need to be kind to who's not exactly being nice to you? Defend yourself, preserve your life, preserve your rights, of course. I'm not suggesting, I don't think God is even telling us to do that. But we need to be nice to our enemies. We need to bless them. And when you do that, I think what you'll find is that you will end up heaping this burning coals upon their head. It'll drive them insane. And then perhaps as you're going about this, Psalm 141 says, oh Lord, I call upon you. Hasten to me. Give ear to my voice when I call to you. If you pair what you're doing, pair what you're doing, being nice to your enemies when they're being mean to you, doing something bad to you. And then what's also sad, I got a secret for you. Sometimes the people that are closest to you can be the meanest to you sometimes. Sometimes those people that you love, like you're in a season or you're in a day or you're in a minute, an hour, when it's like, man, they're being mean to me. That's what happens. But you need to be nice back. You're going to heap those coals of fire on their head, and God's going to do a work. And if you pair that with verse 1 of 141, oh Lord, I call upon you, hasten to me, give ear to my voice when I call to you. They're being mean to me, but I'm going to be nice to them. And then you ask the Lord to do a work in their hearts and change them. I think you're going to see at least your own heart change and see the Lord do something in that situation. The verse 5 says, let a righteous man strike me. It is a kindness. Let him rebuke me. It is oil for my head. We have to remember is that when we are corrected, it feels like we are being pushed really hard. But oftentimes, if a righteous person, if a friend is doing it, then we do really need to accept it. We need to accept the correction that comes from good people in our life and not be so arrogant and selfish to think that that's not for me. So, couple things from Pastor Josh today. Hope you found your own space as you read your passage, and I will see you all in the next video. Maybe I'll hang around with you for a little bit. Bye bye.